feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign.
Welcome to Jikook Forever. Finally, the moment that fans have been waiting for finally feels so real. Jeon Jungkook no longer seems to hide his feelings, and all eyes are immediately on his interaction with Park Jimin. For Jikookers, this is not just an ordinary moment, it is a heart-pounding and hopeful proof. On several recent occasions, Jungkook's attitude towards Jimin has looked increasingly different. From deeper gazes, smiles that can't be hidden, to small gestures full of meaning, everything feels more intense than ever. Many fans feel that Jungkook is no longer trying to hold back to what he shows in public. On the contrary, he looks more comfortable showing his closeness to Jimin. One of the things that steals the most attention is how Jungkook is consistently close to Jimin, as if there's an invisible yet very strong bond. Even in a relaxed situation, the two of them looked like their world only contained each other. Little things like touching, laughing together, or simply standing side by side are evidence that fans are hard to ignore. Of course, these moments immediately triggered a huge reaction among the fandom. Jikook's fans are feeling increasingly convinced that the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin is much deeper than it seems on the surface. On the other hand, not a few also try to deny or downplay these interactions. However, the more moments emerge, the harder it is to ignore the strong chemistry between them. Interestingly, the panic actually came from those who had doubted Jikook's closeness. Each new interaction seems to be additional evidence that makes the old narrative begin to crumble. Meanwhile, loyal fans are enjoying every second of this development with enthusiasm and happiness. Despite the various interpretations that exist, one thing that cannot be denied is that the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin has a strong emotional depth. Whether it's in the form of a very close friendship or something more, both have shown that they mean to each other. And perhaps, that's what makes all of this feel so special. It's not just about what it looks like on the surface, but about the sincere feelings that anyone who pays attention can feel. Jikook isn't just a fan-favorite couple, they're an ever-evolving story, full of mystery, emotion, and warmth that's hard to describe in words. As time goes on, more and more moments leave fans wondering, is this really just a coincidence, or is there really something deeper that they want to convey subtly? Jeon Jungkook seemed more and more open in showing his little attention, while Park Jimin responded in an equally warm way. Their interactions feel natural, without being contrived. And that's exactly what makes them even more convincing in the eyes of many people. Some fans are even starting to notice a recurring pattern, how Jungkook always looks for Jimin in the crowd, or how his expression changes when he's nearby. Things like this may seem simple to some, but for those who have been following the journey of the two for a long time, this is a very meaningful detail. Small changes are often the biggest clues. On the other hand, this proximity also shows an extraordinary level of comfort. There are no awkward distances, no rigid boundaries, just two people who truly enjoy each other's presence. Even in stressful situations, they can still find ways to strengthen each other, as if they are home to each other. This phenomenon also makes many people start to look back at their old moments. Previous clips went viral, reanalyzed, and linked to what's happening now. Many feel that all of this is not something sudden, but rather a long journey that slowly becomes more apparent. However, it's also important to understand that not everything has to have a label. Whatever the actual relationship is between Jungkook and Jimin, what is clear is the presence of mutual respect, care, and a strong emotional connection. And perhaps, precisely because not everything is expressed openly, this story feels more real and touching. In the end, what makes Jikook so special isn't just about whether they're together or not, but about how they treat each other. The warmth, honesty in the expression, and the consistent closeness, that's what keeps fans sticking with and believing. And if this is Jeon Jungkook's way of proofing something to Park Jimin, then he does it not with big words, but through small actions that are full of meaning. Something that maybe not everyone can understand, but it is enough to make millions of hearts pounding and keep hoping. And the longer this story goes on, the more it feels that what Jeon Jungkook and Park Jimin show is not just a momentary moment that can be forgotten. There is a consistency that is hard to ignore, a pattern of closeness that continues to emerge in different times and situations. This leads many fans to believe that what they see is not a coincidence, but rather something that does grow naturally over time. What's more interesting, Jungkook looks even more bold in his own way. Not in an exaggerated or flashy sense, but through simple gestures that feel more and more clear. It was as if he no longer thought too much about how others would judge, and focused more on how he felt at that moment. This kind of attitude is actually a big highlight, because small changes in a person's expression often hold a big meaning. Meanwhile, Jimin remains a warm and attentive figure, but there's something different in the way he's responded to Jungkook lately. Their gazes feel softer, their reactions are more spontaneous, and their interactions feel more and more synchronized. It was as if the two were in the same frequency, understanding each other without the need for many words. In the midst of all this, fans are increasingly actively collecting pieces of the scattered moments. From the stage, behind the scenes, to the relaxing moments, everything is analyzed in incredible detail. And the result? More and more people feel that their relationships have an emotional depth that cannot be explained by the word friend. However, behind all the speculation and theories that circulate, there is one thing that is often forgotten. Any relationship, especially one that is under the public spotlight, has boundaries that outsiders can't always see. What is shown to the public is only a small part of the whole story. And perhaps, that's precisely where the beauty lies. Not everything has to be known, not everything has to be explained. But one thing is for sure, the energy they share feels real. Whether it's in the form of a very close friendship, or something deeper, the two have created a connection that millions of people around the world are capable of feeling. And that's what keeps Jikook a never-ending topic to talk about. In the end, it may not be about proving to the world who they really are. Maybe it's more about how Jeon Jungkook and Park Jimin find comfort with each other in the midst of all the pressures that exist. And if that's true, then what they have is more than enough, without the need for labels, without the need for big recognition. Thank you for watching until the end. Jikook forever. If you also feel Jimin and Jungkook truly delivers in every performance, don't forget to support this video by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let us know in the comments which performance moment from the Face era gave you the most goosebumps. See you in the next video.